Hi, welcome to the first episode of Baking in the Woods with Dustin. Today we're going to be making molten lava cake on my grill here. Let's get started. Alright, and for the first step here, we're going to melt our chocolate for our cake. So, first thing I've done is I've cleaned my grill, and now I've got my burner and my water. I'm going to come over here and grab my bowl. Now we're going to use the water to boil the chocolate and the butter. It boils it a little bit slower. Get that started there. And we're going to use 3 ounces of dark chocolate.
See the kids in the background building a fort. That's Ledger in the woods. This is a family affair. Quality photography is performed by the wife, who has absolutely no skill.
Okay, so I've got my 3 ounces of chocolate. Now we gotta add our butter. So we need 2.5 tablespoons of butter. Bingo likes butter.
Brought the dog too, because why wouldn't we?
There's 1. There's 2. And about a half. Okay, so we'll give that a minute to start melting, and we'll come back to the next step. So now we've come back to our chocolate. It's nice and melted. So we're gonna get on to our second step. So now we're gonna come to our second step. So we need 2 eggs, 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk.
These are farm fresh eggs from a local provider.
Now we need 3 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to use the half tablespoon because my other one got butter in it. So we're going to need 6 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we need a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. I just kind of add a splash and really measure my vanilla. And then a pinch of salt. I'm going to whisk this up as best I can out here. I'll show you that. I just want to get it to a nice consistency. Get all the clumps out. Perfect. Now we're going to go back and we're going to grab our chocolate. Should have brought some oven mitts. This is actually pretty hot.
Ah, mosquito.
Let's try to get as much as I can. Actually, I brought a spatula here. I'll use that. Scrape all that out of there. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to whisk that. You don't want to overmix it. So just so it's... There we go. And now we need the last thing, 2.5 tablespoons of flour. Again, I'm just going to use the half tablespoon, so I'm going to do 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. Once again, give that a good whisk. Get it in there. And that's that step. And to our final step, we're going to grease our pan here. I've got a 4-inch pan. Lots in there. I don't want this to stick. And this is enough for 2 lava cakes. So we're going to pour half the batter in the pan, about half the batter, as best we can. Don't want it to cook over. I'll save that for the second one. Now we're going to come over here to our grill. It's nice and warm. We've heated it up. We're going to pop it right in the center. And we're going to throw our cover over top. And we're going to let that bake for 10 to 12 minutes. We want to make sure that the inside's still nice and molten lava-y. So the last few minutes while this lava cake's baking, I'm just melting the chocolate for the drizzle on top. The same way I melted the dark chocolate for the cake itself. So now we're about 6 minutes in. We'll have a look and see how our cake's doing. Okay. Looks like it's coming along. So that's 10 minutes. We'll have a look and see. You look how it's still a little wet in the center. That's exactly what you want. That way when you cut it open, you still have that lava coming out. So I'll turn these burners off. I'll grab my spatula. We'll move this to the table and let it cool a little faster there. All right, so we've got our lava cake. I've got my chocolate that I melted so I can drizzle it on top. See, it's a little darker on the outside. I think I left it on a little bit longer than I would have liked. So now we're just gonna drizzle it. A little bit of chocolate there. I'm gonna grab my icing sugar. A scoop of that. Now we're just gonna sprinkle that on top. All right, let's cut into it. All right, so we're gonna cut into it and see if we've got lava. We've got a little bit. So like I said, I overcooked it a little bit, but that's not bad for baking a cake out in the woods.